Welcome to Let's Make a Game Platformer, episode 37. In last episode, I've added signal indicators and modified the pressure plates to display a color. And the signal indicator, for example, that is in here installed above the door, has the same color and is also showing whether the signal is activated or not. As you can see, the orange color lights up or not. So I've created this level here to show something I'd like to work on today. So when I'm on the special plate, the door is open. However, no matter how fast I run, I will not be able to get through the door. So what I'd like to do today is introduce something that allows me to delay the signal. And to do that, I'll introduce a separate entity that are basically going to be receiving a signal from this pressure plate and delay either on or off signal to the actual door signal here, to the actual door that it receives on a different channel. So first of all, I'll create in the signal package, I'll create a common, because it's going to be both a consumer, because it's going to be receiving signal from the pressure plate, and a producer, because it's going to be sending the signal to the door. I will create a signal relay component, and what it will do is, first of all, it will want to specify the channels it will send the message on, send the signal on, and second of all, I'll provide here a on delay and off delay. So what it means is that whenever something is going to be, whenever this entity receives the signal through some other means, through the means of the signal consumer on this entity, it will wait for this period of time before sending the signal on this channel to the system. And when it receives that the signal was off, it will wait that much amount of time before it sends information that this signal no longer receives, this channel no longer receives a signal. So this is pretty simple here, and I'll create here a class for it, signal relay system, which is gonna register in a profiles gameplay. And so first of all, we're going to be receiving events signal on, signal activated, on something that has a signal relay component, and second of all, we want to know that when the signal is off and signal deactivated, something that has a signal relay. Okay, so we have these two events that we're going to be listening on. And second of all, we want to be able to send signals. Therefore, we need signal manager here. So in normal circumstances, without doing any delays, I will maybe just start off with that. And I'll say that the signal was so signal was activated and signal was deactivated. Actually, now I noticed that this shouldn't say channel, because the entity that will have it will have to have a signal producer anyway. So we have these. So this is the simplest case. It immediately forwards the signal. So let me create now a new entity here, new object. I'll call it signal relay. And it will have three components. First of all, it will have signal consumer with channel. So signal consumer component channel. Okay, channel is going to be defined in the actual on the level. It will have signal relay component, which will, when we will specify the delays. And third of all, it will have signal producer component. And once again, the signal is going to be defined in the level. So the thing is that this object doesn't have any location. This is something that we just drop into the level and say, okay, this signal has to be delayed. So what we can do in here, in the levels, the level component has additional objects. In here, says I'll do objects because I want to be able to do. So the same way we had object coordinates at the beginning, I had string to string. Now I have string to object to allow overwriting prefabs with some extra data. The same thing we're going to do here. Before we had strings, now we have objects here. So it's going to be additional objects. And in this level here, I will have additional objects. And I will have an array of objects. So prefab name door delay. Signal relay. I was thinking of the function of it rather than what actually is. And in here we'll have signal consumer component. So it will receive a signal on channel open door. That's what we're going to call. And it will signal producer component. It will produce the delayed signal on channel open door delayed. So now I have to modify the pressure plate sense on open door. Signal door is going to work on operator delayed. And the indicator is also going to be delayed. So at the moment, since we don't specify the delays, they're going to be 0. So it should work automatically. It should work the same as before. Okay, now I have to modify the additional object here. So this is the same thing I was doing here. So if additional object instance of string, then I have to create entity from recipe, additional object string, else I'll create a map here, object def, it's one too many, and additional object and performer entity spawners, create entity from recipe. Actually, I have to modify it to not this class, this class, to allow providing. So entity ref, create entity with prefab name and changes. Okay, so we have this here. So I'll do string object def get prefab name and map string to object def get changes. This one's from recipe. This is create entity. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, something did not work. Okay, the problem was that it's changes in here, not change it. I should probably provide some checks for that. Okay, so as I said, it works exactly the same as before because we don't have a delay yet. Now let's work on adding a delay to the system. And if you remember from other episodes, previous episodes, the way we handle delays is using delay manager. So what I'll do here is signal relay get on delay. If on delay is less than equal to 0, we automatically specify it. Otherwise, we schedule an action on this entity with signal relay send signal activated, and with the delay on delay. And same way here, signal relay get off delay. If off delay less than equal to 0, signal manager signal deactivated immediately. Else delay manager add delayed action entity ref signal relay signal deactivated off delay. And two more listeners because we need to add to those actions. So action triggered, delayed action triggered event, entity ref signal relay component. We will say if event get action ID, let's specify these as constants. Signal activated, this one signal deactivated. If the action is signal activated, I will send signal activated entity ref. Else if get action ID equals signal deactivated, signal manager signal deactivated entity ref. So now I have to figure out what happens. Let's say that signal is being turned on, so someone stepped on the pressure plate, and the delay, let's say, is 5 seconds. But before this delayed action is going to be executed, someone steps off this pressure plates. So what we should do, we should no longer send the signal. So what we have to do here is the on delay. So we have to make sure that we cancel any. So we check here if delay manager has delayed action. So we can ask the manager saying, do you have an action like this scheduled for this entity? So if something says that it should be deactivated, then instead we will just cancel that action. So if the signal is being turned on and it is on, and now we are waiting to deactivate it, we just cancel the deactivation. It's going to be continuously activated. Otherwise, we do this thing. And similarly here in off, if delay manager has a scheduled action, delayed action signal activated. So this is the situation when someone stepped onto the plate and before it was actually delayed and relayed to the next signal channel, someone stepped off the pressure plate. So what we have to do here is instead we just cancel the delayed action entity ref signal activated. Otherwise, we are free to schedule it or automatically execute the delay. Okay, so we have this part, and now I'll modify this level. Level to specify what's the signal relay component, the name of the properties. It's on delay and off delay. So let's say I'll do signal relay component on delay 3 seconds of delay 3 seconds. So this is an example. This is not what I'm going to be using. I'll be using a different one, different settings. I'll show you in a second. So what will happen here if I step onto the plate before and step it off before the 3 seconds for on delay happen? The signal should not be being sent at all. However, if I step on it, wait for 3 seconds, okay, something is failing. Okay, let me debug this. Okay, so the problem was in the internals of the delay manager. So once I fix this, so we have two behaviors here. First of all, when I step on the plate and wait for 3 seconds, it gets turned on. When I step off and get back before the 3 seconds pass, it doesn't turn it off at all. However, if I wait, it turns itself off, and then I get on and off multiple times. It never triggers because always whenever I get on the plate, it schedules, and when I get off, it checks if it was scheduled and it hasn't fired yet, and if so, it cancels the action. Okay, so the result value that I want to do is here the on delay being 0, which means when I step on the plate, it immediately sends the signal on to the opened or delayed, so the actual indicator and the door. However, after I step off, I have still 3 seconds before the light turns off. So let's see it in action. So immediately, I have 3 seconds. I have 3 seconds to back on it as well. And now I have enough time to finish the level. Okay, that's it for this episode. Make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye.